Welcome inside OH.Report World Headquarters in Mansfield, Ohio. I am Travis Berardi. No, not Brian Skoronsky. He's on a nice little vacation with his family right now, but he will join us later for another edition of the OH.Report video podcast. Like I said, I am Travis Berardi, joined by some of the most handsome gentlemen in North Central Ohio. First off, Garrett and Storm. And boys, happy August 1st. The first day that high school sports, fall sports, are allowed to practice. Back in your playing days with the Crestview Cougars, this was a day you were looking forward to?
No, it was not. This was a day that I dreaded. It was the first day of mandatory practice, but no. All reality, yeah, great time. I'm glad to be back. Sports are back, so super excited.
And a man we haven't seen since, well, we stopped our coverage for the spring sports of the 2022 season, but a man that is back, looks refreshed, better than ever. Storm Blunchley, how you feeling, buddy?
I feel great despite looking like I haven't showered or slept in 3 months.
Have you showered or slept since the last time we met?
Showered, yes. Slept. Got a haircut? Definitely not.
We can see that.
But good to be back. It's pretty good.
All right, and I'm also joined by our newly married man, Hayden Gray, and a special guest who we will be talking to, Andy Jardy, another one of those guys that went from the dark side to the rebellion.
Did I?
In media land from the four-letter network over here with Brian, Adam, and myself. But welcome in, boys. Hayden, how was week 1 of marriage?
Good. We're 2 weeks in, a little bit over 2 weeks in now, and not much has changed.
I should say week
It's
1 of
good.
marriage after the honeymoon. But
No, G-Man makes me grumpy.
Anyone
makes me
want to
grumpy.
trade seats?
Anybody want to trade? Andy, welcome in. This is your first time in person for the podcast, right?
I believe so, yes. I joined on Zoom one other time.
Yes.
So,
Well, we will talk to Andy here about the Cleveland Guardians. I got it right this time.
Thank you.
Also,
Appreciate
he's a Twitch streamer, so we'll
Oh,
talk
boy.
about that. Some other things. We'll talk video games because Andy is here. Also, did not know this until today. The Hall of Fame game is this Thursday, so football finally back at it. Other than practices for high school and college, but football is back. Also, the elephant in the room. We will talk about the Deshaun Watson suspension given down today. We'll do that. And also Brian Skoronsky, like I said, will join in later. But first, we have another special guest, a Clear Fork baseball alum, 2-time Horizon League Relief Pitcher of the Year, 2-time first-team All-Horizon pitcher, taken in Day 2 of the Major League Baseball Draft, Round 7, Pick 223. Everybody welcome in AJ Blubaugh. AJ, sir, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Let's just get right into it. Take me through Day 2 of the draft. I'm guessing you were with family, or where were you, and how did this go down?
Yes, I was home in Belleville with both my parents, and early in the draft, we were in and out most of the time, and but leading up to it, I've never been that nervous in my life, and I just had a feel coming soon, and then my advisor gave me a call and was like, "Hey, I think the Astros are going to pick you here." So I knew 20 picks before it happened, and then just leading up to it, my palms were sweating, my hands were shaking, and my parents were just smiling and everything. And then once they finally said my name, everything was just lifted off of me, and I could finally take a deep breath. And then I've always dreamed, just when that day happens, just hugging my parents and just thanking them for everything they've done for me to get me up to that point. So it's just an emotion that I've never experienced before, and so prepared for a long time that I wasn't ready for at all.
Yeah, it was an awesome moment when we found out that you were drafted to the major leagues. Only a sophomore because of the COVID year. Was there any thought that maybe if you dropped further that you would stay for another year at Milwaukee, or was this, if I get drafted, I am going?
I honestly never really thought about it that much. I had pretty high expectations coming into the draft, so I really didn't think about it. But, if something did happen and I got drafted lower, I have no idea what I would have done, but I was ready to take the next step in my game, and I'm happy to be here right now.
I saw you had pictures of you down at Tropicana Field or whatever the
Minute Maid.
Is it Minute Maid Park? Yes,
Yeah.
no, Tropicana is Tampa Bay, isn't it? Thanks for correcting me there, Jardy. That's why you're here. But did you get to tour the stadium when you signed and everything? How was that?
Yeah, so we flew down. They flew us down to Houston first, and so we got to go. We stayed at a nice hotel and stuff, and basically we got to see the field and stuff. We didn't get to go on the field or anything, but then we were able to go into like this really nice office space where we signed our contracts and got to meet some of the higher up guys. So it was really nice, and I got to meet a bunch of the draft guys, and then we did physicals, and then the next day we flew down here to Florida.
What's up, AJ? Garrett here with the OH.Report, man. Congratulations, first off. But just a quick question for you. How different has life been since you've been drafted? Has anything changed dramatically, or is it kind of just, just a different day?
I think it has changed. The lifestyle definitely has changed. I mean, being down here is a little different than being at school or being back at home. But it's really nice being around a bunch of like high-level baseball players who really care about the game. And the people down here are just unbelievable. So, I mean, and then also just like everyone reaching out to me and telling me congratulations. It's really nice catching up with everybody, and I'm really loving it.
All right, AJ, Storm here. Just a couple quick questions for you. First off, I want to know what the number selection will be for you. What kind of number are we thinking for the jersey?
I mean, in college, I was 17, so I really like that. I don't know. I don't even know if we get to pick our own numbers. I'll be fine with whatever they give me as long as I get a jersey, But, in high school, I had a bunch of different numbers. I really never got super attached to it. I feel like whatever number they give me, I can kind of make that my number.
Awesome, man. And then one last question for you. What were kind of the steps you had to take? Working hard, obviously, but what were the extra steps you took to get to this moment?
If we go all the way back to high school, I think it'd just be like, it's more of a mindset than anything. I think getting up early, going and getting the early 6 a.m. lifts during season, because I played 3 sports, so obviously I was really tired all the time. And then having my mom just push me through all that even when I didn't want to. So shout out to Mom for always doing that for me. And then in college, it was really just, staying on top of the game, getting my sleep, and as well as doing everything I can in the weight room. I think just basically just checking all the boxes, and then on top of that, just the willingness and the mentality to do what it takes to get the job done. I think that's really all it took.
AJ, this is Andy Jardy here. Congratulations. You talked a little bit about your mom right there, but I was just wondering, where does that mindset and that underdog mentality and the hard work come from? Where did you develop that, and kind of who taught you that?
I think it's just always been with me, because just the way I was raised and stuff, they kind of instilled in me that I can do whatever I put my mind to. So then growing up and being undersized and stuff, I knew what I wanted to do, but I just didn't have the body to do it. So then when I did grow into the body and have the body to eventually do it, I just never really lost that little guy mindset. So I think that just made me stronger in the end.
I was to say, when I played in high school and I pitched, I was also very undersized, and I can remember taking the mound, and I would hear, I'm still undersized, yes, thank you. That's why I never made it past high school. But I was just curious, when I would take the mound, I could always hear some players in the other dugout kind of snickering, thinking like, look at this guy, we can take him. And that motivated me. And so I was just wondering if you ever had experiences like that where you're like, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to prove everybody wrong that's doubted me.
Yeah, definitely. When I was younger, I was not a very hard thrower at all. In fact, I basically just threw strikes. I would just lob it in there, but I had a knuckleball. So my big thing was I would just throw fastballs nice and slow, and then when all the other guys, when they would come up to the plate and stuff, I'd start throwing the knuckleball, and they would stop snickering real quick, So it's kind of just like one of those things where like, go ahead, laugh now, because I will prove you wrong. It's kind of those things. And it was always, I had a coach tell me also when I was still undersized and high, every time you step on the field, be the best player on the field. And that really hit home with me. So from that point on, every time I've stepped on the field, I was like, I don't really care what you think. I think I'm the best. And with that mindset, kind of got me here.
Hey there, AJ. Hayden Gray here. I know it might seem like one of those cliche questions that probably a lot of people have asked you, but as you progress through other levels, playing in high school and doing multiple sports at one time, but then going to college to pursue baseball, Was there any particular moment that you envisioned yourself doing this, that you had full confidence in yourself of escalating to the next level and being able to get drafted and play professionally?
Yeah, definitely. I think it started maybe early. Oh, it started obviously when I was 5 years old and I had the dream. But I mean, growing up and stuff, I mean, everyone's saying like, oh, it's a long shot and stuff. Like, yeah, everybody dreams that. And then just keep sticking with it and keep sticking with it. And then when I started getting college interest and stuff, and then once Milwaukee said, hey, we want to give you a shot. And then obviously I still wasn't anything special when Milwaukee gave me a shot, so which I'm eternally grateful for. I think it really was when the coaches started saying like, hey, we see something in you. You can do this. My head coach, Scott Duffick, he told me one of my first outings at Milwaukee, it was just inside, indoors, and I threw. I didn't even do very good. And he says, if you keep working hard, you will be a top 5 rounder. Now, obviously, it wasn't a top 5 rounder, but to say that at the point I was, I think it really hit home with me. So I think the few people that really believed in me, I think that helped me even more than anything I could have thought of myself.
A couple other questions I had here for you. Who was your favorite baseball team growing up?
Cleveland Indians when I was growing up, but now they are the Guardians.
Yes, that they are. Did you have a favorite baseball player growing up? Who would it have been?
Growing up, it was Grady Sizemore.
Great choice. Great choice. How about current players? Is there anyone that you kind of model your pitching after or anything like that?
I mean, I think all pitchers are different in their own way, but if I had to pick one from just how they carry themselves, I'd have to pick Jacob deGrom. He's the most dominant pitcher I've ever seen when he's healthy.
Right, yeah. Big key to that. Does Tristan McKenzie kind of give you someone to, like, you kind of look at them and say, like, hey, that's not the biggest guy, but he commands the zone and throws strikes, and he's pitching pretty well this year? Is that someone you can kind of look at as a role model / inspiration, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I remember the first time I ever saw him pitch, I was sitting with my dad, and he just goes, hey, look at that. That guy's skinny, too. So, I mean, definitely, like, seeing him succeed at that level, being undersized and stuff, I definitely see that as a plus.
And then my last question for you, favorite pitch to strike somebody out with?
Fastball.
Fastball. Nice. I like the heat.
Funky Limburger cheese right there.
Yep.
AJ, you said that you got the draft back in Belleville. Was Coach Staub some of your former teammates with you, or was it just family?
It was just me, my mom, and my dad in the living room. My brother was out with some friends. One sister was upstairs, one sister was downstairs, and it happened, and it was having everyone there. And then when they all came, they all told me congratulations and stuff, and it was really awesome.
That's sweet. And I know at least Andy and I, we like playing MLB The Show. Do you play any video games right now? Anything like that?
I'm actually not a big gamer. I don't know. I just kind of found other things to do with my time.
Well, like pitching and striking out guys and making the leagues. I guess that'd help out. But just thinking that Andy and I maybe in a couple years could be pitching with AJ Blubaugh and MLB The Show would be pretty cool.
Be pretty awesome. Yeah.
Now that would be unbelievable right there.
All right, AJ. No, you're down in Florida. Go enjoy that sun and get back to work. We are rooting for you through and through. And hey, maybe when you're pitching up here in Cleveland for the against the Guardians, we'll come visit you. But best of luck in the minors, and come back when you want to. All right.
Sounds good.
All right, AJ Blubaugh, everybody.
Thanks, AJ.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, the first ever major league prospect to be drafted to be on the OH Report. So some history right there with Mr. Blubaugh. Now.
I was just gonna say, yeah, he's not a gamer, and he's made it to, getting drafted in Major League Baseball. So that's clearly what I did wrong growing up.
Right?
I stuck to the gaming.
G and Storm are kind of frowning as well. Yeah.
It's the McDonald's that done me in.
All right. Now our second guest, we already introduced him, Mr. Andy Jardy, also at Bally Sports, Cleveland. Was that
Great Lakes
and
Ohio.
But you guys do the Cavs,
yes.
the Indians. A little bit of Columbus Crew as well, correct?
Yeah, for the rest of this year we'll do the Crew, yeah.
But let's let's stick with the Guardians, or Indians, as some people would still want to stick with. This is quite the year for Cleveland. Low payroll, kind of like the Moneyball A's. They're, not a lot of people getting paid other than Jose Ramirez, but they're doing some stuff. They're still sticking in it.
Yeah, I don't think any of us expected them to still be here on August 1st. A game out of the division, game and a half.
Yep. Game and a half out of the wild card game, out of the division.
Yeah, so they're in it. Like, they're not going to go away here these final 2 months. And the AL Central is probably the most flawed division in baseball. So the White Sox were supposed to be the clear-cut favorites. They've stumbled all season. The Twins haven't been able to consistently get it going. So, yeah, Cleveland's right there in it, and there's no reason to think that they can't win the division and make the playoffs. Whether or not they do anything in the playoffs, I still think this team's like 2 years away from being really, really good. But they're a lot of fun to watch this year, and I think that's been the most surprising and pleasant thing.
Well, I saw some reports that they were thinking about maybe, dealing off some pitching or anything like that. We're about 48 hours, less than 48 hours away from the trade deadline. What do the Indians do? Do they add a little piece here, maybe some bullpen help, or do they trade somebody away to get some more prospects for 2 years down the line?
Yeah, they might trade some. I mean, Plesac's name has been mentioned as a possible trade candidate. I know the Phillies are really interested in him. I think Cleveland is trying to find a catcher. I know Sean Murphy's name out in Oakland has been mentioned as a guy that they would like to get, but I've heard Oakland is trying to ask for, as this one person put it, a king's ransom. So I don't know if that's on the table or not, but yeah, we'll see what they do. I think the trade deadline, everyone's sort of waiting on what's going to happen with Soto. And I think once that domino falls, then all the other trades start to happen. I think it was this time last year, too, on the deadline. There wasn't a whole lot of activity, and then
it's always that one player.
One player got traded. I forget who it was, and that sort of sparked everyone else to make a flurry of moves in the closing hours.
Well, doesn't that kind of what set the trade deadline, that one major player, to see how much is traded for him, to see maybe, okay, this guy's not as good, maybe we'll get one or two less prospects, but it's always that one guy, and it kind of aggravates us baseball fans because we want to see all these trades happening right now, but that usually doesn't happen until maybe the night before or even the morning of the deadline. Yeah, I guess, we're just going to have to wait and see, but we'll see what the Guardians end up doing here in the next 24 to 48 hours. Still hard saying Guardians. I would say Indians.
It's really not.
It's like Jacobs Field and Progressive Field. Like, I still say the Jake. Still slips out every once in a while, I should say.
It's not, though. I mean, I don't know. I've working around it 24/7. I'm not.
I like it.
Yeah, it works for me. I'm fine. The team's still here. That's all that matters.
That's true.
All right, Jardy. Storm here with the OH Report.
Hi.
And
Hi, Storm.
Nice
to meet you, Storm.
I got kind of a more broad MLB question for you. Well, for us non-baseball fans or casual baseball fans, what are kind of the big storylines just around the league this year?
Around the league this year? I mean, Aaron Judge has already hit over, what's he got, 40 home runs now? 41?
Like
yeah, so Judge has been taken off.
And he doesn't use steroids, we don't think, either.
No, I mean, he plays in that ballpark where a pop-up is a home run.
Yeah,
so that's a big, but I mean, Judge is probably your MVP. Ohtani is doing Ohtani things, which has been a lot of fun. He might get traded, though. That's a name that the Angels might get rid of him. Trout is in an interesting position, too, because
he's hurt. He has that back
I heard he might deal with that the rest of his career.
Yeah, that might be a thing he's dealing with forever. So, the Angels are in a weird spot because they have, this top-tier talent, and they've not won anything.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of streaks this season. Teams have gone on double-digit winning
Mariners,
streaks, losing
the
streaks.
Orioles, two teams that we thought were going to be down by my Pirates at the bottom of the standings, but not. Yeah, I'm just used to it. Thanks for Roberto Perez for the month and a half before he got injured.
Yeah, and you guys had Yu Chang for about a week, and now he's down in Tampa. So
yeah, that was not good. Yu Chang. You messaged me when I got him. You're like, why? And it's because we're the Pirates and we suck. That's why.
You try something. Maybe
we
a change
had the Reds
scenery.
just pass up, and the Reds are terrible.
And the Reds,
you, J.R. Davis.
The haul that the Reds got back for Castillo. Whew. I mean, Seattle gave up a lot, so Cincinnati in a couple years here too, I think is right back up there. They got, I think, two of the top 5 prospects or something came over from Seattle, so it was a good deal for the Reds. I mean, they're not going anywhere this year, so you start building for the future.
G.
I had another one.
Oh, Storm. Okay.
I had another non-baseball related question.
Love it.
It was, do you have any sort of special talents? Like, can you jump rope your own leg or juggle or?
Oh, special talents. Whew.
Sorry to throw that curveball at you.
Yeah, It's just I have so many that it's hard to just pick one.
Oh,
yeah.
He uses puns real
I'm
well.
very good with the puns. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you
pun
know
master,
that. Turfrific, I think, was the big one last year with the new turf. Yeah, that's probably it. I also just can like memorize really stupid baseball knowledge. It's very beneficial.
What
at
is
my
the
job.
dumbest thing you know in your brain about baseball?
The dumbest thing I
You
know?
said stupid
Oh.
baseball knowledge. What's the
Wow.
what's the stupidest?
I think he meant quantity.
Yeah, I mean, sure, boy.
You're putting him on the spot, Travis.
Hey,
You're
that's
making
what
our
we do
guests
here.
nervous.
We ask the hard questions here at the OH Report.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited. I didn't get a chance to ask AJ Blubaugh this too, though. But just the fact that you ever just sit around and start naming old players that like that's gonna be a name now if he makes it. That like someday be like, oh yeah, AJ Blubaugh, there's a guy. Like I just always love doing stuff like that. So I mean, Grady Sizemore was a name he mentioned.
Yeah, it was.
I
Yeah, it
mean,
was the last
you
one
could
I
talk
asked.
about Bill Selby's grand slam off Mariano Rivera. I mean, there's I have useless knowledge in there. So there's a few for you. Bill
It's useful
Selby's.
for somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, me.
All right, Andy. Travis has been, he's trying to throw you on the spot here. Let's throw Travis on the spot here now.
Thank you.
How
it's
bad
getting hot
is
on
Travis
these.
Berardi at MLB The Show? Because I know you guys
Woo!
kind of went back and forth on a couple of series.
We have
Couple
played
games,
two
two
games.
games.
We've played
And you
two
both
games.
won.
It's a
I
2-0
haven't heard
series
about this
lead.
too, the
Yeah,
second
2-0
game.
series lead for me. I didn't know there was a mercy rule in the game.
Yeah, I didn't either.
We did
Babe
find
Ruth hit a home run off
we
of me in
found
the
out-
dreams. It was
We
bad.
found out there's a mercy rule. I believe it was 10 after 7.
Pull that fire alarm.
Yeah, so
It was only 4-0 the second game.
second game was better. Travis figured it out a little bit there.
And this
But-
is coming from three guys that would lose 10-0 to me. That's saying something, though.
There's too much heat. But he's getting there. I mean, I saw now that you told me to download the one companion app, he's started to get some good players on his team. So we'll see what happens. We'll probably play Game 3 here soon.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. Oh, he's ready for
We
it.
will. We will. We'll play it at your choosing.
I was like,
Field
can I
of
be
your
the home
choosing.
team this time?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You
Not
lost
not
twice
playing.
in a row at your home field.
No, his first field was the Field of Dreams Stadium. Mine was the Hubert Humphrey Metrodome.
Yeah.
I think Game 3 might have to throw
Minnesota.
down on the OH
I don't know
Report
why, but
platform.
there's
I think
a
it's
big
gonna have to.
gallon of milk in right field for some reason on this game. Did you notice that in our game? There's a huge
Yeah.
gallon of milk for there.
That did
I
not
think
used to
that
be.
is hard
Was
off
that
for
in the
some
Metrodome?
reason.
No,
I don't
wasn't.
think it was.
I don't know why it's there.
Yeah. So
Easter egg or something.
yeah, we'll have to do Game 3 soon though.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
All right, Hayden, bring us back.
All right, yeah. I have another somewhat mediocre question that's not as in-depth as a MLB question from Travis, but I guess for any fellow Guardians fans watching, what would you put a thermometer at the chance of them making the playoffs then? I know you kind of alluded to it a little bit, but I know we were kind of picked to be last in the division
Yeah.
in the preseason, so what's kind of a Jardy thermometer here?
So I think the temperature's hot, if that's a good thing. I
Yes,
think there's a very
yes.
good chance that they can make the playoffs because they are so close to the Twins, the game out in the division, game and a half. You have 3 wild card teams now this year,
Yep.
so there's an added team there,
There's a
which
the
helps.
best of 3
I know we do
series
have
for the
some
wild
tough
card.
series ahead, though.
They do. This homestand will be interesting because Arizona comes in, who they should take care of, but then you get the Astros for 4.
Ooh.
So AJ will probably be tuned in
Yes.
to that series. But yeah, and then they have a tough stretch at the end of August into September. And when the season started, you did not think this was going to be a tough stretch, but they go to San Diego and to Seattle, and then they come home and play Baltimore and Seattle. Baltimore and Seattle were 2 teams I didn't think were going to be difficult at that point in the season. You looked at it and thought, okay, that's where they can make a little bit of a run. Now those 2 teams are in the wild card race. Those are going to be big games, but I think these kids don't know any better. There's
Yeah.
no quitting them. They find a way to bring the tying run to the plate almost every game. They put the ball in play. They're getting good pitching. Class A, if you get the game to Class A, it's over. Like, it's
Yeah.
just over. You know it. The team knows it. The opposing team knows it. There's a lot of reasons, I think, to be excited and to tune in here the final 2 months of the season for this Guardians team.
Who is the player that has surprised you the most during this stretch?
Honestly, it's been a revolving door. Any kid that they bring up contributes right away, whether it's Oscar Gonzalez. Stephen Kwan is now your leadoff hitter. At the beginning of the season,
Obi-Kwan Kenobi, as you would say.
Stephen Kwan has been there. He's on a 14-game hitting
crazy.
streak right now. So, yeah, I mean, Nolan Jones has found a spot. They've got a lot of guys. They're probably going to have to trade some of these prospects away because there's just no room for them, and you've got to start getting guys up on the 40-man roster. So Stephen Kwan is the guy that I think comes to mind in terms of who has surprised me the most. Andre Gimenez, though, is also an all-star now, and I don't think any of us saw that last year. in limited playing time. But now that he's gotten his chance, he's certainly run with it, and he's been a lot of fun to watch. They all have.
Yeah, it's quite the trip for these Indians. That, like you said, weren't expecting them to do anything. They're
No.
only a game out, well over halfway through the season, and only a game and a half out of the wild card. Let's move on to your other profession, I guess your hobby. You're a Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
We have seen Andy play the show, and let's see what else. Lego Star Wars. I mean, any Lego game, even if you're
great
our
humor.
age, they're
It's
fun.
just great
it's
fun.
Good humor in that. I don't know.
I
G
play.
and Storm, they don't know good video games, I guess. But
Trav,
you
you ever played the Lego Star Wars?
Yes.
Give us your best R2D2 death sound.
Yes.
The squeal? No.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. I like it.
Anyway, so going with your first of all, plug your Twitch stream. What are you? Jarsno?
Jarsno. Yes. Jarsno. You
So
can go
search
find
that
me
on
there.
Twitch.
Yes, we're getting close to affiliate status, everyone. It's a big deal.
And
it's a big deal.
what's your schedule? You're gonna be playing later tonight, right?
Depending on when I get out of here, yes, that will be on the docket.
And you have an actual schedule on when you usually stream.
Yeah, I try to keep it as updated as possible, but working in live sports, that schedule changes daily. So
Yeah.
you know, the other day the Columbus Crew match was delayed for 4 hours before they called it, so I was not home in time to stream. So then we rescheduled. So, but yeah, I'll keep it posted. I have a Twitter account too that you can follow.
And you see right below.
Oh, look at
Jarsno
that!
on
There
Twitter.
it is. Yeah.
And
Let's
that's
go.
at Jarsno on Twitter. So just add an @ sign on Twitter.
And tell me about this thing called Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Prime subscription?
Yeah.
If you're using Amazon Prime, you get a free Prime subscription. If you don't link it to your Twitch account, you're not giving Jardy that commission, man.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm still learning
dropping
a
that
lot
now.
about it.
Look at
Oh,
that.
yeah. It's like that's like a meme on Twitch. You ask about Amazon Prime,
Okay.
and then it's like, oh yeah, Amazon Prime, you get a free Prime subscription. So
Let's do it.
if you have Amazon Prime, there's no reason not to make a Twitch account and link it. You're wasting $5 a month, everyone, when that could be going right into that guy's pocket over
Oof.
there.
Love it. Thank you.
All right, but sticking with the video game theme, I want to ask you guys, what is the best video game you ever played? What's your favorite video game? I'll start with the two younger guys over here.
Mine's probably The Last of Us, to be honest. It's just a really, really awesome story-driven game for PS4. It looks amazing, looks wonderful, and I don't know. There was just a lot about the story. It's almost like a movie. It's like not even a game, pretty
I actually
much.
watched
but
somebody play through it, and it is like you're just watching a movie.
There's one of those
It
games
was
that's
really
fun to
awesome.
watch.
Yeah.
But I know that Garrett wants to talk about that. But so my second pick was Elden Ring, which I really love that. And I wasn't never a big fan of the Dark Souls games, but Elden Ring, man, that was really awesome.
They are making a Last of Us remake too. I don't know if you saw that. I never played through it, and I'm looking forward to picking up
Aren't they
the
making
remastered.
like a Netflix series out of it?
I
too, or
believe they
something?
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of video game series / movies like coming out, which
Like they're making Star Wars.
well, yeah, that's
G, you say The Last of Us as well?
Yeah, the first one. The second one was kind of I haven't played through it completely all the way. I got midway through and was kind of just done with it, put it down. But I've been picking it up here recently, playing a little bit. But yeah, the first one was phenomenal. I watched Chris Smooth play it.
Chris,
I had to go get it after him. He made it even better though. Chris Smooth did.
Makes anything better.
He made me go get that game. But phenomenal graphics, great story, just a phenomenal game. And I don't play a lot of story games, so I picked this one up and it was definitely worth it. So if you haven't played this game, make sure you get out there and get to it. Because I'm used to the sports games, but this one was definitely worth my time and worth my money.
Now, Andy, you like one of the older playthrough games.
there's
One
a
of the
lot.
classics.
This was a tough decision
Yeah.
here. I mean, I grew up watching my brother play the original Nintendo, so
Mhm.
I wanted to go
I had Duck Hunt, the Duck Hunt Mario slash thing on Nintendo.
/
with
the
gun.
Olympics with the power pad. That was awesome. That's up there for
Yep.
favorite games. So yeah, when I could not fall asleep as like a toddler, my mom would wake up my brother and make him play the Nintendo to get me to fall asleep. So like it's just always been with me.
Yeah.
Super Mario 3 on the Nintendo though was my first choice in terms of what got me into video games, but Ocarina of Time on the N64,
Zelda?
yeah. That game kind of changed everything for me. I think I was probably 7 when that came out. And the other game I wanted to pick is yours, Travis. So I didn't take it. We'll talk about it.
We'll
though.
talk about it after
But
Hayden's
Ocarina
pick,
of
yeah.
Time was, pun intended, a game changer.
There it is.
Yep, there it
There's the
is.
pun.
So that's my choice, and I've loved the Zelda franchise really ever since then.
Hayden, I know you like another franchise that's coming back next year.
Yeah, mine's kind of a lame one because I don't know. Ever since I got into video games, I've kind of been one of those that sticks sort of to sports games, which some people may consider bland or boring.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could be any year that they had it. NCAA football was always my favorite, and I think a
Yes.
lot of that was because, a young Hayden liked to live out the idea that he was going to be this high school quarterback and get a college scholarship and go on into the NFL, something he knew he would never do in real life. So, I don't know. I just loved everything about it. I am excited that they're bringing it back.
Oh, I'm pumped.
I'm scared.
Don't
Time the Mountaineers to win a
There's a
national
lot of
championship.
skepticism that it's going to run the Madden engines that they run right now, and just throw
You mean
college
Madden
graphics on
engines
it.
from 1999?
I mean, I've heard some people say don't change anything, just clean it up a little bit from 2014, and that's what people want.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Well-
give the people what they want.
Was there anything better? I think it was in the last edition of NCAA football, but when you created your player and you actually had to pick a major, and then
Yeah,
you
you
would
had
take
classes.
quizzes
You had to do
and
quizzes
tests
and stuff,
That
yeah.
was awesome. Like if you were a geography major or something, it'd be like, where is the University of Oregon located? Like that stuff was awesome, and just
The mascot mode,
My
playing
f-
games as mascots.
the mascot mode was great.
I love the recruiting part.
the recruiting
Yeah.
was fun too.
Hopefully they bring that back because that was in the last one. But I know it was I think it was 2010 or 11 was the one where you had to actually go to your class.
Yeah.
Hopefully they
Yeah.
just bring the best of every year and put it into this game because everybody's looking forward to this game.
My freshman year of college, one of the best things that happened that year was my floor. We all did a season,
Yeah, you can
a
all play
dynasty.
online.
Oh,
So we had a 12 team. I think we all took a team in the Big 12, and we had 12 different people play it, and it was so much
That's a
fun.
dream.
Yeah.
You just got each week you were playing someone else, and
Maybe
that's
we'll
how
do that
how
here
we
at the
met a
OH
lot of
Report
people.
next year. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll get that together. I know we have enough guys that like to play it. I know you guys like to play Madden too, so yeah, we'll
Sure.
think about maybe doing it. But I cannot wait. But my game, it's a throwback. It's one of the
Fantastic.
first games that I guess helped get games like Call of Duty out there. I know you have Doom and Duke Nukem 3D
Duke Nukem.
and stuff like that, but GoldenEye 007 for the N64.
N64, yeah.
Like you get your friends on a Friday night over at the house, stay over, get a box of pizza, get some Surge, and you just play
Surge.
4-player 007 inside the pyramids.
Shut up, Gary.
You will
That
not
level.
beat me in this game.
I
Nobody
probably
will.
won't.
I'm
He
just.
can't beat you in any
I'm
game.
going. I'm going out on a limb and saying that I got so this was my choice, but I let
Yeah.
Travis take it. When this game, I think I was 5 when it came out. My great aunt bought it for me, and it took over my life. I went
absolutely.
and I played when I was 7 or 8. I was in my brother's high school tournament, and I finished second in that because they gave me some oddball knockoff N64 controller. It's the only reason I lost. I'm still bitter about it, as you can tell.
Well, also, it's one of the first games that have Easter eggs. Like, you have to beat this level in a certain amount of time, you unlock stuff. I think
Yeah,
that's one
the
of the
cheat
first
codes
games that did that.
you could unlock, were really fun in that too. But then just recently too, one of the bar arcades up in Cleveland, 16-bit, did a GoldenEye tournament, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go win that. I did. I knew.
guy.
What a stud.
That's why he's a
knew
Twitch streamer. Get him to affiliate people.
gonna go win that.
People would stop playing with me because if you picked proximity mines, I knew where the respawn points were. So if you died, you respawned and just immediately exploded.
Cheesing.
Yeah.
He's cheesing
So
out here.
that was always fun.
Well, it's like spawn killing in Call of Duty. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to some sports
Mr.
talk
That's
now.
fine. That was a good lower
That was
third.
good.
Thanks, Adam.
GoldenEye, great game. Thursday night, Hall of Fame game. G Storm, who's playing in that game?
I got the Steelers winning it all this year, baby.
What?
The Jaguars play the Raiders.
Jaguars Raiders. Okay, at Canton Hall of Fame Stadium, about an hour east of here. But yeah, football's back. This will be the final couple of days before we're not going to have to wait for football until the end of February. But let's get right into it. What are you most excited about this season and your picks for your team? G.
First off, I know you guys are gonna sleep on this game, but I'm gonna watch this game.
Oh, I will
Pre-game
too.
show,
Yeah,
full game, halftime show, and the after show.
it's football.
Yeah,
What is
I
that?
don't
What
care
else
if
is
it's
there to
long.
watch? Yeah.
This has been the longest off season of my entire life, and I've never been so bored in my life. I'm so ready It is. I'm so ready for the NFL to be back, and not just my team. It's mediocrity, but just the NFL in general. My Monday nights, Thursday nights, Sundays, just completely filled with football.
About
and
Friday?
Can't wait. So, we're talking NFL here. So, my team, they're probably gonna be mid, but we'll see. I think they have a decent shot to maybe make a playoffs, maybe upset the Packers, win the division, but they're not gonna probably compete for a Super Bowl. But you think I'm not gonna pick them for the Super Bowl? Because I am.
Yeah.
So they're winning the Super Bowl against the Bills. There you go.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
I like that. I like the Bills in the Super Bowl. But
Motor City Dan Campbell over here. What do you got?
yeah, well, I think we're going to be average, and I'm okay with that. We'll probably be a little below average, actually, which is
Better
fine,
than
too.
last year, though.
Better than last year, but I think I like Garrett's take where we're going to be second in the division. I like that take.
With that extra spot for the playoffs, might get you in.
Yeah, I don't know how happy I would be about making the playoffs, though, because we're kind of in a rebuild mode right
you
now.
want those draft picks.
Yeah, we want
Yeah,
the
that's
draft
true.
picks because we kind of choked it last year, not getting the number 1 overall pick. But the Lions will be the Lions, and I'll be a fan no matter what. But it's hard not to be excited about football.
Andy?
What am I most excited about as a Cleveland Browns
We'll
fan?
get to the elephant in the room
Yeah, let's
next.
just
but
talk
just
strictly
about the
on
Browns
field.
overall, other than
I mean,
that situation.
It's got to be week
I
1.
don't drink the Kool-Aid like everyone else in Cleveland does. Like, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Call me
I like
crazy.
that.
They'll probably I played the schedule game the other day before the Watson ruling came out. I had them at 9-8. I don't know if that's going to be good enough to make the playoffs or
Might
not.
be.
Not in the AFC.
Was for
Not
the
in the
Steelers.
Probably not in the
Yeah.
AFC.
Yeah.
And I tend to be a little more pessimistic with my predictions when it comes to that football team. So I had them at 9-8. I am excited for football to be back. I'm excited for college. I love college football.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of my go-to. So that's quickly approaching as well. So I think the Browns finished 3rd in the North.
I do think that Nick Chubb, after 6 weeks, will be the leading rusher in the NFL.
We would hope they would give him the
Chubb?
ball.
They
You know,
they don't have much after that.
they don't.
Eh.
And the receiving core too makes me nervous.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hayden, bring us home, buddy.
Yeah. I definitely agree. As far as the game on Thursday, yeah, I'm not thrilled about the matchup. It's going to be kind of bland, but as Garrett said, it's football, and we have been waiting way too long for that. So we'll definitely watch every second of it. As far as our team, Travis, I know you'll touch on it too, but for the Steelers, for our team, my hopes is at least a 500 season. I always hope that because of Tomlin's coaching, record of never having a season below 500. Optimistically, I hope that we're hovering around that 500 mark. I think that it's possible with some of the offensive pieces that we have that get slept on. Obviously, it's terrible when you lose your best wide receiver in Juju, but we do bring back Deontay. Hopefully nothing happens with that.
Contract year, too, so you
Right.
should show out.
Claypool's been practicing in the slot at camp, which getting him back to slot would be great.
And Pickens.
I have a lot of hope in him. I think he could be one of those breakout rookies, and the quarterback battle is going to be interesting. I know you and I, Mason Rudolph's not high on our list. I've been hearing some good things, of course.
Mason Rudolph should just leave.
Yeah, he should. All
No
respect
offense,
to him.
Mason, but
Yeah.
no. He does it. He did this before, where he showed out in camp or in practice, and then comes in and
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I know
Finish up.
we both hope that, maybe the outcome would be, and I know you're a little, your West Virginia background doesn't want to allow you to let Pickens be the starter. But not Pickens.
Mason.
Yes.
No, Pickett.
Yeah.
You want Pickett?
We got a lot of
After
similar
he was
names.
drafted, I
Guys
said my
Garrett,
thing.
shut up. Garrett's been saying,
Weird.
the
That's
Vikings
weird.
are going to be mid. He runs around the office saying the Vikings are the best team on earth all the time.
said
So
they won the Super Bowl.
don't buy it. Yeah, and then he said they're going to be mid. Anyways.
Once Pickett got drafted, you saw
Yeah.
my disgust, but now he's a Steeler, and I wish nothing but the best in a couple years, because right now,
it's Money Mitch
Mitchell
time.
Trubisky.
Money Mitch time.
Money Mitch. Josh Allen, when he came over to the Steelers, one of the up-and-coming GOATs of the NFL, Josh Allen, said, you are getting a dedicated quarterback that can do things. In a couple garbage time games, he really showed out up there in Buffalo, and I am excited for what he has. That offensive line is getting better as well. Najee Harris is going to go off. They have that complete game.
Najee
We
Harris,
have a
top 5
quarterback
running
that
back
can
in the
throw
league.
for further than 15 yards, which is awesome. The Steelers are going to continue the streak of being over 500. They're making
Yes,
the playoffs.
sir.
They are making the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Hold on real
You
quick.
heard it right here.
Yeah.
Steelers are making the playoffs.
Let me get in here real quick, Trav.
Oh, great.
No, if you guys followed your team, Najee Harris got hurt today in practice.
It's okay. be back.
Hey, yeah, thanks, G-Man. Thanks a lot, big guy.
I was actually working, preparing for this podcast. That's why. But anyway, I'm kidding. Thank you. All right, now to the elephant in the room. Deshaun Watson. The ruling came out today. He's getting 6 games suspension for the situation and everything that's gone around. And I just want to get your guys' quick takes about this. We'll start with you, G. Thoughts? Is it enough? Is it not enough? Is it too much? Your thoughts?
Not enough, from what I know. I guess it's hard to really be a critic on this, but from the suspensions that they've handed out before, they gave Zeke a 6-game suspension for one accusation of this same kind of, crime, and then who was it? They got another, or Calvin Ridley got a year suspension for betting on one
for
game
betting.
where he
Yeah,
betted on his own
that's
team to win.
yeah.
So now, correct me if I'm wrong. This isn't final, is it? Right? Like,
No.
This isn't done yet.
I hear it's far
So-
from over. The NFL will appeal
has
it.
3 days.
Goodell can appeal, but the players' union said if he does, they will sue him.
I think they just want this over with.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to appeal.
Well,
It
they're just
will,
talk about it.
but they want to stop, I think, talking about it completely. And
That's the problem.
yeah, it's
So I'd say it's not enough. Not nearly.
Storm?
Storm,
Almost
yeah.
lost my mic. I'd agree. I thought it should have been the whole year, just with how many accusations there were and how long it's been going on. I thought the NFL would really bring the hammer down this time. I know they were talking about 8 to 12 games, but I thought it would be the whole year. I think 6 is a very light sentencing for that much.
It's 6 without a fine.
Yeah, no fine.
Signing bonus. He got $45 million. Signing bonus.
They said
and
in
$46
games
million.
lost, he's only going to lose like $350,000 by
Yeah.
the way that the Browns structured the contract.
They knew what they were doing.
yeah.
That's crazy. Andy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was enough either. I just hate, as a Browns fan, that I had to be put in this position to have to care about the Deshaun Watson saga. I don't like that the Browns got him. I know several fans who are not Browns fans anymore over this decision. I will still watch them. I won't root for them as hard as I used to. But yeah, that's just kind of how I think the whole thing is just messy, and I don't like that it's just, of course, Cleveland had to get involved in the drama. Is kind of my take on the whole thing.
Yeah, I know we talked about it a little bit before the show, and I mean, I think we can all respect that opinion, coming from a Browns fan. Now, obviously, Travis and I always get a little bit of flack because we're Steelers
I'll go
fans.
into that in a second.
You know, I answer this as respectfully and unbiasedly as, putting Steelers fan aside, but I agree. I don't think it's long enough. Garrett and I talked about it earlier, too. No fine is absolutely astonishing to me. He's the highest paid quarterback in the league, which is kind of disgusting when you think about it. He's kind of just getting a slap on the wrist for something that, again, it's just a mess, as Andy said, because of where it progressed in court of law and then settlements, and Deshaun's still firmly sitting there, adamantly saying that he sticks to his story, that he has done no wrong. But then other people on ESPN that are close to him say that he wishes this never happened and he could take things back, but he's never publicly said it. It's a mess. And I've always had the hot take that all of this for a quarterback that we haven't seen play by the time this is up in almost 2 years. I don't know if he's at an elite level where some of our quarterbacks are in terms of tiers in the league anymore. That's a lot of faith to put in a guy who's not going to play at least these 6 games. And, when you bring in the Calvin Ridley situation, it just, I don't know. It doesn't translate well. It's not a good image. But the important thing to remember is this is not from the league this time. That's the even more confusing part. This is from a judge. The Calvin Ridley suspension was handed out by the NFL, by Roger Goodell. This is not Roger Goodell's statement. They wanted to remove that power from him, and now they're interested in bringing it back because they don't agree with it. So it's a whole mess, and it just seems like another move by the Browns that I don't like. Didn't like when they brought in Kareem Hunt.
Me neither.
With the accusations against him, which a respectable organization like the Chiefs let him go for a reason. The Browns said, let's capitalize off another guy with accusations. So I don't know. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Storm?
It's I don't know. It's weird to me that they, with a guy who is as good as Deshaun Watson, it blows my mind that it's only 6 games.
Yeah.
It's just like you want
Especially
someone
with
like
the times now.
representing your league,
You know?
like, because that's all. I feel like that's all anyone's been talking about football. That's all I've heard about. So it's just weird to me that you'd want someone like that representing your league, and then he get off as easy as he did. Blows my mind. So I don't know. I don't like it.
I believe they were saying on Good Morning Football this morning that, after the whole Ray Rice incident, that they thought, they were going to really, crack down on this. And, I am a Steeler fan. Oh, what about Ben Roethlisberger?
Right.
You know what? I think Ben should have gotten 8 games to even a season now, especially with what's been going on in the past, 10 years, trying to cut down on, domestic abuse and everything like this, trying to, keep women from hiding, I guess you could say, from this stuff. These guys are multi-millionaires. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. You don't know. Like, why didn't they come out earlier? Why didn't they, with all this information, whatnot, it's crazy. I think he didn't get enough. I think 8 games at the least. I think I said that last week. 8 games to the least he should have got, but even more. It's just a bizarre situation, and I mean, that's it. We'll see what goes on. It's not completely finished now. Like we say, Goodell can overrule it and give him more, but we don't think that's going to happen. But
And I believe I forget what the scenario is. If he appeals, he comes back week 7, or if he doesn't appeal, it's like week 8 against. He either comes back in Baltimore or Monday night at home against the Bengals. So
yeah,
it's just,
Halloween night.
Yeah, on Halloween too. Which,
It's
boy,
just it's
sure
a,
they'll have fun with that one.
it's a touchy situation, you could say, but to say
Yes,
the
you
least.
could.
But
Yes, you could.
It's bizarre, and this is not the way you want to start the NFL season. Like you said, we're so excited about everything, and this just not fun. I want to see Mr. Brian Skoronsky is on vacation down in South Carolina, and that's where he's going to stay. We thought he might call in, but I think they're still traveling to Hilton Head. So, yeah, we're going to let that be. And it's Mr. Skoronsky. You and your family have a great few days off, and we look forward to seeing you on Friday. Any last words, guys? Let's finish on a positive note here. G, what you got?
What do I got, Storm? We got this dance move. This is what we got.
That was lame. Pull it open.
I mean, I don't know how we're going to top that.
I don't know. Sorry for making you come down for this, Jardy.
Oh, no, it's great. Gas is cheap. On a positive note,
Give us a pun.
pun. Well, you can never just come up
I
with them
know.
off the top of
It
your-
needs to naturally work.
Yeah, if you force it, it just doesn't work.
Tune in this season on the OH.Report to hear puns
Yes.
from Andy.
Yes,
Yeah.
Coming
once again,
soon
Andy
to your
Jardy will be
ears.
joining us for
I'm
football
back.
and basketball.
Yeah,
You're back.
looking forward to it. Yeah, August 1st. That's a positive, right? High school football's coming. Yeah,
Anything
that's
you
fine.
hate? No?
I'll just give a woot.
Woot? Woot, woot. Okay. Okay, so yeah, next week will be week 1 of the high school soccer season. We'll have live streams coming up on the 19th, and then on the 12th, then on the 19th, well, the 18th, we have Thursday night football, couple games and a highlight, and then Friday kicks everything off. But hey, have a great week, everybody. We'll see you back next Monday right here on the podcast. Brian will be back here in studio. And yeah, so enjoy your week and happy August 1st.